Hi Leo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. And as far as what we have in front of us, for anyone who's new to the channel, we have a Celtic cross spread, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those dice we see in front of us to help us get an idea of where your focus will be as far as the astrology goes. So, let's see what we get. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, which for you guys is your 5th house. It's not really anything going on there right now necessarily. We have Jupiter, which is also more Sagittarius energy, but technically Jupiter is in your opposite sign of Aquarius right now. And we have 5. So that's the 5th house. That's the house you guys naturally rule, but for you guys, your 5th house is Sagittarius. So there's definitely some Sagittarius influence in here. And interestingly enough, I actually do see that in the cards too. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through the spread. All right, so in the main situation position, we have the Knight of Wands, which is actually the court card for Sagittarius. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the court card for Capricorn. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have a lot of new ideas that you're ready to move on as far as creative projects. And, you're actually ready to put in the work toward those things to actually bring some financial compensation for them. For others of you, this could just be saying that you're actually traveling more for work. So, for example, let's say you've been at a job for a while, but maybe with all of these restrictions on travel we've had going on, you haven't really been traveling for your job recently. But with things starting to slowly open back up, this could just be saying that now you're on the move again. And for some of you, this could also be saying that you might be considering moving for work because maybe you feel like the opportunities in your current area aren't good enough for what you're looking for. All right, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the 8 of Wands. So this is more Sagittarius energy here, and this could just be saying that there could be some confusion around travel plans too. So that would make sense. I mean, we're technically at the time of recording this, we still have Mercury retrograde. It's wrapping up soon, but then it's still going to be in its shadow until around the 2nd week of March. So might still be a little bit of confusion there as far as travel plans. And again, with your creativity as well, maybe you have a lot of ideas right now, but you haven't quite organized them just yet. In the foundation position, we have the Page of Wands. So this is another indicator for travel for you guys. Might be going to a place that you haven't been to before as well. So, maybe your job as you go into new areas, or again, if you're looking for a new job, you might be looking at a new area to live in altogether. And if this is more of something you've already been doing, this could just be you guys expanding your clientele. So maybe you're starting to get more foreign people picking up your services. That's another way it could be playing out as well. In the past position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this could just be saying, again, that you might have had some ideas around ways to improve your finances, or maybe you even received an offer. And with that offer, you might have found out that you would need to travel. So like I was saying, for those of you, if this is more of a new job that you might be starting, maybe initially because of the way things were going, you didn't think that there'd be much travel involved, but now that could be changing for you guys. But yeah, either way, this looks like you're, at the very least, you were looking for a new opportunity. You had a new opportunity in mind. Or again, like I said, you might have recently gotten an offer, and that's why all of this travel is coming into play now. In the present position, we have the Chariot, so another big indicator that points to travel. This is the Major Arcana card for Cancer, though. So again, given that for you guys, this Cancer energy is your 12th house. It could just be saying to, before you rush off and do the traveling, just make sure you have everything in order, especially given that we do see the 8 of Wands in the challenge position. So again, just double check your travel plans, make sure you have any accommodations squared away, things along those lines. For example, let's say you're going to a totally different state or a totally different country, and where you're at now, they might have certain types of restrictions, but where you're going, they might have totally different restrictions that you need to take into consideration. So, overall, this isn't the upright, so I do think it'll be a positive overall, but I feel like this is just saying, make sure you check that out before you move ahead with the travel. All right, in the near future position, we have the Three of Wands. So this is actually Aries energy. So for some of you, this could be pointing to a timeline, saying that when we actually, this might actually take place for you guys when we actually move into Aries season, which is closer to the end of March, that you actually might start to travel. So this could just still be you guys in the planning stages right now, figuring out where you need to go, right, if this is requirements for your current job. But looks like it could just be saying that. And again, where I was saying for those of you where if you might be expanding your clientele in some way, this could be you guys putting yourselves out there, right, to reach a broader audience. Now you're just waiting to see the results of that coming in. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Five of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, and this is where Saturn currently is too. So I would say, if you do feel some kind of an urge to engage in a petty argument that there's not really going to be anything productive that comes out of it, you might want to hold back on it this month in particular, because for one, first of all, this is never really a good energy to engage in anyway, although we could all say we've done it at one point or another, right? But on top of that, with Saturn in those degrees, it could just be saying that, the karmic repercussions of that might be more than you would expect. And it looks like you have quite a bit of positive energy around you anyway, so, that would be another reason as well. That's why I see there. It could just be saying be careful around. Again, this could be pointing to the fact that that retrograde was taking place and is taking place at the time of recording this anyway, in your opposite sign. So, make sure that you're communicating clearly with others so there's not room for misunderstanding. In the environment position, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So again, we see Cancer energy. Now, if this is around a romantic connection, let's say, one way I could see it playing out, you have Uranus in your 10th house. Mars is still moving through there too. It's going to move out of there early in March, but as of right now, it's still there. So this could just be saying this is you guys getting all these ideas for moving to a new place, right? Or maybe your job's going to cause you to have to travel a lot more, and maybe your significant other isn't really a fan of that, so there could be some disagreements there around that situation. And this could just be saying at least try to take them into consideration with the situation, because that energy there could just be saying that you guys might kind of blow them off, which could obviously lead to some problems. But that's what I'm seeing primarily there. For others of you, this could just be saying because your other areas of your life might be a bit hectic right now, it could just be saying that you're closing yourselves off when it comes to romance as well. So that's another way I could see it playing out. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this could just be saying these would probably both be fears, given that they're in the reverse position. And with that in a reverse position, it could just be saying you might have a fear that, your goal is always going to be just out of reach, and that you feel like you will never actually get to that point where you can enjoy the success of your work. So that's one thing I'm seeing there. And keep in mind, I always point out to people, whether these are great cards or bad cards in the hopes or fears position, it's just more of something that's on your mind and not necessarily an indicator that that's what's going to play out. But that could definitely be what that's pointing to, given that we do see the Devil card at the bottom of the deck for your spread too, which for you guys is 6th house energy. So there could be like an obsessive quality around your work, your routines and everything. So, just be careful around overworking yourselves, because you have a fear that the rewards won't come in, so you keep pushing yourselves, and then maybe you're pushing yourself too far to where it might be to the detriment of other areas of your life. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Strength card, which is actually the major arcana card for your sign, and we have the Knight of Cups, which is the court card for Pisces. So this could just be saying, if you guys could hold yourselves back a little bit, because like I said, it looks like you guys are really ready to move. Like we said, we have the Sagittarius energy that popped up in the dice, the Jupiter energy, right? So it's a lot of expansive energy you guys might be feeling right now. But this could just be saying, if you could temper it a little bit and just let things play out during Pisces season, you'll actually be pleased with the way things work out. So especially for those of you, if you are fearful that, I don't know, I'm never going to reach my goals, if you have that kind of mentality right now, that could just be a good indicator that, if you could try to be a little bit patient, you know, things can move forward for you guys in a positive way as things clear out in Pisces season, which makes sense because, like I said, as we're moving through Pisces season, eventually Mercury will move out of its shadow. And as we get toward the end of March, the Sun will move into Aries, and then Venus will move into Aries as well. So those will be more supportive energies for you guys in that regard. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with this. And for some of you, I could see this tying into what I was saying before as well, where some of you, because other areas of your life might just be demanding so much of your time, you might be really withdrawing and maybe holding back from pursuing anything when it comes to your love relationships at this time. But I'd say that's probably for a smaller percentage of you. All right, moving on to your Oracle card, we have Flexible. Can't get it to focus. Oh yeah, there's the artwork, and the number is 19. So we'll see what that has to say. Okay, it says teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. The Oracle's message. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now. Willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. So pretty positive message there around flexibility. And like I said, if anything, it looks like you just might need to be a little patient because it looks like you guys, like I said, are really just ready to hit the ground running. And it could just be saying, especially if the planetary energies might need to just hold off on that a little bit, and then eventually things will start to clear for you guys. The relationship message says in every relationship, it's important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Letting go of rigidity is what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. The appearance of this card in a reading could also signal that you have met someone new who may not be your type, but who will turn out to be so special that you can easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Be flexible. You'll be happy you made that choice. So, interesting message there, too. I honestly didn't get a huge romance vibe from this reading. It just seemed a lot more related to travel and finances, but if that's the case, that could be what this is pointing to there, where, maybe someone does enter your environment and you might be a bit closed off to them because you might not think of them as your traditional type. So if that's the case, hopefully that resonated with you. And the prosperity message says, even when you have a clear vision of how you're going to manifest something, what it will look like, who will share in it, and what will then be available to you, you still need to relax and open up to other possibilities. Spirit may have much better plans for you. It could be a job you hadn't thought of, a new source of money, or some other opportunity that eluded your imagination. Be flexible and remind yourself, this or something better manifests for me now. Then be willing to bend a little. Enjoy the miraculous results. So an interesting message there with the rigidity. That could be what that Five of Swords energy was pointing to that we talked about. Like I said, it definitely looks like you guys are ready to hit the ground running here, but like I said, it does look like things will pan out for you guys. It just might require a little bit of patience. So hopefully that resonated with you as well. And finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. So the Mudra you guys got for this month is the Ushas Mudra. There it is there. And the keyword for it is productivity. All right. And there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to see what it has to say. But under benefits, it says awakens body and mind in the morning hours, increases creativity and productivity, benefits the pelvis and reproductive organs, increases mental clarity and alertness, harmonizes the endocrine system. So if that sounds like something you think will be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.